and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. So, happy 2nd of June everybody. It's time for day 2 of the waffle. I'm a little bit more organised, just a little bit more organised than I was last time. Not fully organised, but the posts are up on Facebook for you to be able to pop your creation, whatever you've created, your section, your diamond painting or craft me time that you've managed to do. So I asked Megan to mix up all the diamond paintings for me, and day 2 is from the Space Edition number 2, and this is Quasar. Is it Quasar? Quasar? It's spelt Q-U, but I'm not sure what the pronunciation is. But it's nice and bright and colourful, and I spotted some orange in it, so I thought I would use the orange Zesty tray, which was last October. I think we did this one. So I've got the Zesty tray and the pen I'm using for today, which I've just put a fresh new glue dot in, so that's going to be entertaining in itself. The actual pen itself was from Diamond Art Studio UK. I've added one of our metal tips and I've added a plastic small straightener. Yeah, so I've added those, but the pen is from Diamond Art Studio UK. And I'm working on the space, so it's actually this side of the kit, and I'm going to start with the H, which is 310, but you know, space is going to have 310 in it. The only thing with picking a tray that sort of is matching the paintings a little bit is the fact that there will be some colours that will blend into the tray a little bit more. But otherwise, I never quite know which one to pick, which tray to pick, so I thought, why not? So I have got a new glue dot in here today, so that is going to be fun. I did my first row of blacks then a little bit too high, but let's zoom you all in so that you can see the painting, and let's see how long one of these takes me. I think it does vary according to painting, which some of it will be down to colour size. Not colour size, the number of colours. So some of them will be down to size, but some of them will be down to the amount of colours. The space paintings that I've got are all this same size square, but I may have a variety of time taken depending on how many times I have to change the colours. Okay, because my glue dot is quite sticky, it does keep pulling up the diamond painting. So I'm going to grab a little bit more of this washi tape, which I did reuse from yesterday. I'm just going to reuse it until it won't stick to my light pad anymore. But let's put one on the bottom just to help with that lifting while I've got it on an angle to make sure that I'm trying to get the best camera angle possible. But yeah, I'm really enjoying doing these mini paintings. I enjoyed doing them, the few sets that I have done, but what I have noticed with doing the one on camera yesterday is when I was doing the other mini paintings, I did them sort of either at the dining table or at my small little table that I can put out and sit on the couch. Because of the size of them, I didn't use my easel. I put them flat on the table because they're only small. And I did end up with more like neck ache from it. So I think when I do the other ones, I will have a couple of extra ones to do, because the paintings I've kitted up, I've actually got 32 paintings. because one of the kits came with 12 images. I think it was the flowers, because they're a partial, you get more in the kit. So when I do the others, I think I'll use my easel and just tape them on like I have done here, just because it's so much better for my neck. Now the glue dot I've added to this pen is sticking out a little bit. It's sticking out of the pen, and I could cut it off with a pair of scissors. But what I've found is if I cut off the glue dot rather than letting it stick out a bit, I'm not even sure if you can see it, but it is sticking out a bit, and I keep pushing it back in. If I don't cut it off, I find that it does work its way into the pen a bit more, and I don't have to refill the glue dot or add another glue dot or potentially change the glue dot as quick. And I find that makes it a little bit easier. So it just means that it sticks out of the pen a little bit. Every now and then I have to sort of reshape it a bit because it might squash its way out. I reshape it a bit, push it back in the pen a bit, and then carry on. And I find that the glue dot itself lasts a lot longer then before I need to change it. But I'm going to have quite a few pens, I think, that don't have glue dots in them. I've changed all my pen tips that can be changed. There are a few pens that I have that the plastic tip is built into it, and I can't change those. But those that I can change, I have popped metal tips in, and many of them, some of them have been used, but not all of them have been used since I think it was December Advent. It was the last time I definitely went through all of my pens, getting loads of different ones. So there might be quite a bit of sticky glue dot syndrome going on. Okay, the next colour is 939. So we've got the really dark blue next to the black. And I'm trying to, this diamond isn't pushed over as much as it should be. So what I was trying to do was use the next diamond to push it over. Because my glue dot's sticking out a little bit, I struggled. But yeah, it's going to build up the layers until I get to the middle, and then I can colour it. And I just use my straightener every now and then if I find I've not placed them right. But yeah, I hope you're all well and starting your projects. Let me scroll down to the end of the comments. So I've got some comments from previous Whip and Waffles rather than June Waffle. So some of these are from the last Whip and Waffle that I did. Most of them are from the one where I did flamingos. I have read every single person's comments in relation to hoping that I'm feeling better and taking my time and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to read all of those out. I feel like it's a topic that doesn't need to go over multiple days. Yeah, and I appreciate everybody's comments, but I'm trying to be conscious to not repeat too many comments on the same topic. There are a couple where people have, said a bit more or maybe made suggestions, things like that. So I will read some of them out, but there are some of them that were, a really nice taking the time to just say, glad you're feeling better or get well soon. I won't read all of those out so that we can waffle about all sorts of different things. So Tigress has said, glad to have you back, and sorry that it caught you. They tested positive themselves last Sunday, which was the 15th. So I hope you're feeling better. 15th of May. I hope you've got over yours. Mine caught me for a little bit longer. Far too long, to be honest. She said she has felt really rough. She's been keeping in her room so as to not pass it on to her parents. And she did test negative on the Friday. But she's still feeling really tired and breathless. Everybody keeps saying it will take time to recover from it, but it sucks all the same. It does. It's one of those, your brain is active and wanting to do stuff, but your body won't let you. It's kind of frustrating in the fact that part of me would rather have felt like I did the first couple of days and be able to sleep it off than to be awake all day but feeling tired and wondering what I've actually managed to do in the day, which often was nothing. And I think that's where my frustration primarily came from, is the fact that I just didn't have the energy to do anything. And my to-do list, I have a to-do list. It needs fulfilling. But yeah, hopefully you are feeling better as well, Tigress. Bernadette has said not to overstretch myself. Thank you, Bernadette. And Amber has actually commented on Bernadette's comment, which is why I made sure that I kept it visible for me. Amber has said she would love to see pastel colours or a summer ice cream edition like strawberry pink, chocolate brown and vanilla cream. That would be wonderful. I'm guessing that's in relation to the trays. We are trying to make sure that we mix up the colours on the trays. I know some people do like the darker colours. Some people like the lighter. We're trying to touch on colours that have been requested, as well as colours that, you know, have not been done before, but also potentially, you know, colours that have been done before but have been asked for, maybe doing them in a different size. We're trying to cover all of them with the trays, and hopefully people will like the colours that are coming up. I'm just hoping very much so that the supplier we used for the pink, which also has a lot of the other colours that we've used in the past that have been asked for, and it's been a while since we've actually done them. I'm really hoping that they sort out the shipping soon, because I would love to bring back the pink. Not that I don't like the purple, I do, but I would love to bring back the pink. You know, it's the shop colours and it is popular, and it was popular. I think it was always our best seller, was the pink. So yeah, I'd love to bring back the pink, but in turn I would love to place, you know, a nice mammoth order and get some of the colours in that we've done before. We know we like, you know, we know they print right. They've got some gorgeous pastel colours and a really nice teal colour, which again I've not quite been able to find the same sort of quality and colour since. Yeah, I want to place a really, really big order when they do sort themselves out. So I'm hoping they do that soon. But until then, we do have another supplier, so we are going through some of the colours that they offer, which is still covering the bases of what some people have asked for. But yeah, some pastel colours will be mixed in with others. That'll be for sure. Susan, she says she's glad I'm feeling better, and she's just recovering from COVID herself. But she also asks, what does waffle stand for? Waffle is like chatting, a rambling chat. That's what Jackie has replied with, a rambling chat. That's probably very, very apt, very true. It can sometimes go off on a complete tangent. It can be about mix-match stuff. It's just a lot of chatting. A lot of chatting. Jackie also says that it's something that I excel at. So I'm going to take that as a compliment, Jackie. I know some people may not. I do. I do excel at talking and chatting about whatever. And especially when it's diamond painting related, because I just find it so fun. Right, I keep messing with this glue dot more, and part of me is thinking I might actually just cut this off for the sake of you guys on this whip and chat. So the scissors I use if I do need to chop it off are actually some Fiskars scissors, because they do get quite close. They are metal on metal, so you do need to be really careful. And I don't need to actually cut off a lot. It can still stick out a little bit. I just want to cut off the worst of it. Let's try that. I will need to clean off those scissors after. I'm just going to tip a little bit more 939 in. I'll try that, and I've just dabbed it on my jeans again. So I'm always dabbing my glue dot on my clothes, on my jeans, sometimes on a piece of cover paper if I'm working on a bigger painting. Sometimes dab it on your face can help, or on your hand, to take the oils off your skin and your hands, and can help it, you know, just take the edge off that little bit of extra stickiness. It can get rid of that, which can then make the glue dot a lot easier to work with. But actually getting rid of that little extra bit of a glue dot is helping. I normally just persevere if I'm doing the diamond painting sat on the couch, because it's not major, it's not particularly bothersome, but this square painting is very snug, which is good. I want the diamonds to be snug. They're not too snug, i.e. it's not popping, but they are a close fit, so I am having to push down on the glue dot a little bit more than I would do with, say, a round painting. I don't tend to push down on the glue dot as much on a round, because there's more space around them quite often. So I think that's making the glue dot, of course, push out a little bit more than it normally would. But yes, I do excel at waffling, Jackie. Thank you. Share for him has given her wishes, but she also said can't wait for June because they're doing Zesty Wolf. Wow, I love the fact that people have actually been patient enough with Zesty Wolf. I suppose there are many paintings that I'm itching to do that I'm being patient with. But doing Zesty Wolf for the June Waffle, it'll be lovely to see Zesty Wolf again in the chat. My daughter Caris, I kit up a Zesty Wolf for her on the 1st of December, and she was going to do it along with me for December Advent last year. She did day 1, the day I kit it up, and she did day 2 about 3 days ago. So maybe she's just doing one per waffle. She said she might try and do it and join in on June Waffle. we'll see. It's not going that well for her yet, but it's there for her to do. She's doing better than Megan. Megan's is still in the box. Megan hasn't had a chance to do hers yet either. She's not even started her mini paint set of Space Set number 1. She's not started that yet either, and I expected her to have kitted those up quite quickly. But she wants to finish doing, she's got a mini 30 by 40 painting of Bella that she took to Cornwall last year. Was it last year? Yes, it was. Last year she took it with her, and she's still trying to finish that. She's also still got Tinkerbell that she kit up about 2 years ago that needs doing. So yeah, she's just far too busy to diamond paint at the moment, but it's there for them when they are in the mood to do it. So it is getting done eventually. Okay, try and make sure that they're straight. So yeah, it'd be lovely to see a Zesty Wolf if you are in the Facebook group and can post your updates. I do love to see them, whatever you're doing, whether you're doing sections of a large painting, whether you're doing a small painting. If you're in the group, pop your updates, because I love to just sit and scroll through in an evening. Quite often when I'm just having a little browse on my phone, I will sit and just scroll through them all and have a good look and see how everybody's sections are progressing and see the colours that people are working with. It's so much fun. Melissa, she said, take it slowly. She said she had COVID and she thought she was better, but then apparently it went full steam ahead, and she was unfortunately drifting in and out of consciousness. I had to go to A&E. Ooh, apparently that was a side effect, she said. For June Waffle, she's just going to be continuing with her work in progress, as she needs it to be completed by the 24th of June for a gift. That's a good reason. It's a good reason to keep going, Melissa. And she says, big hugs from Lola to Luna. She says, woof woof. I will pass on your hugs. No doubt she will come over for them as soon as I leave this craft room, because she hasn't been able to get in to see me. Every now and then I hear a scratch on the door as though she's trying to open the door. And even though she's not allowed in the craft room, doesn't mean she won't try to come and see you, or at least if the door's open, she will often just sit and watch me in the craft room. Anna, she has, as well as get well wishes, she says she is still waiting for the orange trays to come back, as she missed them the first time. Well, stay tuned, Anna. You might not have to wait too long. I am currently using the Zesty that Anna was on about the fact that she missed. So it's actually quite apt that I picked this tray for today. It was not in any way planned. I never know how far through the comments I'm going to get. But keep your eyes peeled, Anna, because it may well be that colour will grace our presence soon. And that's all I'm saying. Woo Jensen says, if they put washi tape on their diamond painting kit to stop the dust and dirt, will it rip up or rip the canvas in half? It shouldn't do. Washi tape shouldn't be that sticky. It's a bit like masking tape. It's that sort of level of stickiness. So while it will stay down, you can already see that this is peeling up a little bit. It is something that's removable. I won't be able to, it doesn't have the strength for me to say reuse this all the way through June or anything. It's not strong enough. It's a very low tack, so you should be okay. I wouldn't necessarily use it to cover up your actual diamond painting, i.e. the parts that you're going to put diamonds on. I wouldn't use it for that. I wouldn't say it would pull it up, but it could glue on glue, double-sided tape. There might be the odd time that it, you know, it picks up a little bit of the glue maybe. I don't think it particularly would, but I think it would be too much of a risk. I wouldn't put washi tape straight over the actual full diamond painting section. But for round the edges where the glue can sometimes overhang, it actually doesn't on these. Where the glue can overhang and you can pick up bits of fluff and stuff, then yeah, I put washi tape there all the time. It does come up. Occasionally it will rip because of the strength of the glue, but it will then still, you'll just have to peel off a different section. A bit like masking tape. Every now and then it just rips part way through if you're peeling it up. It's just like that. So yeah, washi tape will be fine. If you're wanting something to cover your actual painting, if you've pulled off one of the clear covers, then you want something like cover paper or release paper to cover it up. That is a lot better to keep any dust and stuff out of your painting before you get to put your diamonds on it. So I hope that helps. Nancy says, nice to see you, in brackets, hear you, on this video. She does say it seems we're all vulnerable where COVID is concerned. She said she had it about the same time my hubby came down with it, because hubby did get it first. But her hubby was spared from getting it from her. However, he was then exposed this week. So they're waiting to see how it goes. I'm guessing they're waiting to see if he has happened to have caught it or not. She's looking forward to the June Waffle and has kit up her painting. And I hope you've done the first section as well by now. She's attempting the maths to organise her 30 sections. And there's a couple of the mini kits in her stash. So any that you work on, she says, will be great to watch. Well, there's going to be a few of them for June. So continue to take good care and know that we were all thinking of you in the last few weeks. You've got some great plans for videos coming up with the lucky ones. Yeah, I think I discussed in that weapon chat some of the videos that I had planned to try and do. I didn't get them all done, but they will still be coming. So those videos will still get done. They're still on my list. They've not been ditched as ideas. Paintings are done. They still need kitting down. And when I run out of a painting and want a new one, I still need to kit up. So all of those all those videos and updating my logbook, etc., will all still get done. They'll just be videos for July. I'm going to try and get some filmed as and when I can at a weekend, because I do the waffles. I tend to do these whip and waffles the night before the video is due up, just to give me a chance to edit it and stuff without watching the clock like I did yesterday's. Yeah, I'm going to try and squeeze in the odd extra ones over the month of June at a weekend and Jubilee time. So it's currently 2nd of June is the first of the UK bank holidays this weekend. it was the end of May bank holiday had been moved and slid to the 2nd of June. And then tomorrow, the 3rd of June, is the Jubilee. Queen's Jubilee. Extra bank holiday. Us Brits love it when we get an extra bank holiday. Even though I'm working, I'm still glad that we've got an extra bank holiday. And then I think the post office, or the post office that we use for parcels, I heard off Megan that they are striking on Saturday. So any orders that have been placed, we have put a banner up on the website to let people know. But if you're wondering why it's been a few days and it's not been shipped yet, that's why. Because post offices aren't open on bank holidays. There is still some stuff I think that goes on in the background, but the general post office to drop orders off isn't open on bank holidays. And the postal service, I'm not sure if it's just the carriers or everybody, it's probably just one section of the postal service is striking on Saturday. I think it's just the postmen that deliver our parcels, so we have to wait, but that's fine. Yeah, so any orders will go out on Monday the 6th, because who wants it sat there doing nothing and going nowhere? So we'll get them all out on the Monday and get them on their way to you. And yeah, those videos will follow. Sherry said, glad you're back. She's just finished up National Parks 2 from Paint Gem. She said they were such a blast. She's ordered her second set already, and she thinks it's a brilliant idea to do them for the June Waffle. Well, I am glad, because they are now being done for the June Waffle. It's a little bit different, isn't it? I love doing a 30 by 30 in multiple sections. But sometimes I do feel, with the Advent and with the likes of, with the Advent calendar in December and with the June Waffle, sometimes it is nice to be able to mix it up a little bit. That reminds me actually as well, a couple of people did mention on the unboxings, I think it was, for these, that some of these paintings would be the ideal time for me to do one of my goals for 2022. Not that they've all worked out, but one of my goals for 2022 was to use more of the special diamonds and to add in maybe some ABs or glow in the dark out of my extra diamonds to bring in a little bit of difference to these paintings. And I can't believe I didn't think of it. You can tell I wasn't quite with it. I didn't think about doing it, but I too think that is an amazing idea and will work really, really well. So I think for the space set, I am going to switch out the white for the glow in the dark. And then what I also want to do is have a look and see if I can switch any out on maybe the other two sets. Maybe I'll just do the floral set. Switch out something on the floral set for the purposes of that would potentially be a really nice set with ABs. Whereas, what was the other set I had? The art pieces might not be the best ones to put ABs with. So as long as I remember what I have just spoken, when I get to the white, which in this one I only have one. Have we got more? Yeah, we've got a lot more with white when we get to the Earth picture and the Moon picture and the first landing and things. There's quite a few there that use the white. So the glow in the dark will probably show up a lot better in those than it would in this, because there's only one white. So when I get to that symbol, I will change out the diamonds. And then I'll have a look and see what ABs I've got that might be worth changing out on the floral. And when I next come to a floral painting, I will change out those as well. If I'd have thought of it beforehand / actually got round to reading the comments on the unboxing while I was kitting up or before I kitted up, then I would have done it when I kitted up. It would have saved me a couple of bags of static drills I didn't have to deal with. But I didn't, so I'll do it after. I will change some to ABs. I'm trying to think, what colours have I got in here? Which is the R? I might have a look and see. I've got an R and a Q. Now, I know I don't have to change exactly colour for colour when it's AB because of the way it's coated. So I might have a look and see if there's a purple that I could change to an AB in here. Because there's only one glow in the dark, it might be nice to change one of those. And then I might keep out my bags of ABs and I can have a look each day as to which one I want to change on the painting I'm working on. And do it a little bit, maybe just do it impromptu maybe, and do a different thing per painting. Maybe that would work better. I'll have a look. Let me get these blues done, because I don't think I want it in the likes of these blues because they're not scattered all over the painting, and I don't think they're a highlight of the painting either. So E is done. Let's do B, because 996, which is B, I know I have an AB of that. But I don't think it's the best part of this picture to put as an AB. Because I don't have all the colours, but I do have quite a few. So let's get this in and then let's have a look at the purples and see whether there's any of those that I could change to AB. And it could work. Oh, I'm glad I remembered that. Or was it in that comment I just read? No, I just remembered that. Let me zoom you out. Well, we get a longer waffle because of this. So let me find my squares. So these are my squares. So I knew I had 996, which is there, but I say I don't think that's the best way to do it. So for purples, what have I got? So I've got a 208, I've got 3835, 210, 211. Okay, so that's all I've got. It's 208 that I've got the most of, which is not in this set. Okay, let's have a look at... Let's have a look. What's number 3? 900. So I'm looking at the sort of reddy orangey colours now. We've not got a 900. Number 5. No, I only have 666 in the red. Okay, what's the orange? What's number 2? 740. I've got 741 and 742. Maybe I could just do one of them instead. Number 1 is 972. Oh, I've got 973, which is the yellow, which is scattered in the middle here. Let's go for that. So they don't have to match exactly, but I kind of feel like it's the easy option to start it. So 973, which is a yellow within here. Oh, actually, no, see, I like number 2. I like the scattering of number 2, which is 740. And I do have some 741. So let's do that. Maybe I'll do them both. I'll see once the 741's done. So there's the diamonds. So let's go back to purple and I'll fill in around, because these are a bit darker than the colours that I do have in there, in my ABs. So I'll fill in these as normal and I'll add in some ABs afterwards. Let me zoom you guys back in actually. Who needs to see just a couple of ABs stuck on the side? I'm just putting them there because I know what I'm like for being able to forget stuff. Especially when I'm waffling. I can end up forgetting what I was going to do. Ina said, glad to see a video again. She's just started her biggest painting today, which is an 80 by 120, which she's trying to work on every day. That is a big one. See, thing is, some of them, you look at them, you look at the numbers, you look at the size of them, and you think, oh, that's not that bad. But you forget how long it takes to place every single individual diamond. So this painting today is already going to take me longer than yesterday's, because there's a lot more diamonds on it. There's a lot more colour changes, I think, on it than there was on yesterday's. So it's definitely going to take me longer to do some than it is others. And that's disregarding the fact that I'm changing out colours on it, which may make it take longer. But what I think I might do is I might keep the, rather than changing it out so it changes it for all of them. So if I switched out this colour in my storage, then it would change the colour for every single painting in the space set that uses that yellow. And that might not be needed. That might be too much. Because I have found with ABs, you can have too many ABs. Now, there are some kits that you can get that are completely ABs, and I've done 1 or 2 of them, and they're nice in themselves. And they're not horrible paintings. They don't look ridiculous or anything. But they don't quite look the same. They don't have the same effect as paintings that I've done that come with an AB colour that's actually scattered throughout the painting. It can have a much nicer and a much more dramatic effect if it's scattered through the painting rather than, you know, being all done in ABs, or changing too many to AB can also have a negative effect. So I like the idea of picking some ABs. On some days, there'll be days I'll forget, I'm sure. And there'll be days that I look at the colours of ABs that I've got and it just won't work. And that's fine, it happens. But it will be nice to change it out on some of them that I do have and it does suit. And I'll just pop these bags directly into my tray for whatever symbol it is that I'm doing. And then the next time I might not use an AB in that colour for a different painting. But let's jazz these up. And then I've also done my goal, because I don't think I've actually kit up a 30 by 40 painting this year, apart from the logos that I did from Kudios. So I don't actually think I've kit up a painting that is a 30 by 40, and they were the ones that I was going to look at to change. I've not actually got round to kitting one up this year yet. And I know there's a couple in there that I could change for ABs. So yeah, let's do it on some mini paintings instead. Ina. Oh, Ina is the one that I've just commented on. She's doing the 80 by 120. Lady Dax. She said it's nice to see me back. She said she didn't realise that when she sent the card to me with the little ice drills, she didn't realise that it was my birthday. She said her daughter said she would have made me something. Oh, bless. Thank you. My birthday was COVID ruined. It's fine. I've scratched that off as a bad job on my birthday this year. I was all set to go and get my hair done and have a nice day, a little bit of a pamper day, and I came down with COVID and did nothing. But it's fine. I'm older now. She says she's just kitted up a few 30 by 30 diamond paintings for the June Waffle. She's just divided each into 4 sections. Oh, you are on a mission. And if she finishes them all, brave soldier, she'll be on to some 30 by 40 ones. That is going to be a mission. She said it was great to decrease her stash, and she says, glad you're feeling better. Try not to overdo it. I think you're overdoing it. I know you've divided it into 4 sections, but you forget how big 15 by 15 is. It's a lot bigger than this little one. I suppose it depends on the design and how many colours as well as to how daunting it is. But I do hope you have the time. It's nice to be able to feel as though you've, you know, made good use out of your stash if you have it. And have some good quality time to diamond paint is always good. The cat lady, she says, COVID does seem to have wiped you out. Yes, it definitely has / did. It's a lot better than it was. She said, don't push yourself. She said she thought I might be back with a whip and waffle at the weekend when she spotted me replying to some comments. But it was just me. It was just me sort of clearing some comments as such. Because there's just so many whip and waffle comments that I can't always squeeze them in. Even if I waffled every day, I don't think I could squeeze them all in. Okay, I'm on number 3. Get some red in here. Getting a bit of colour now. She's in Wales for a few days, she says. But she's staying in touch with the aid of hotel Wi-Fi. I know. What do we all do now without Wi-Fi? It's amazing how quick you get used to having things to access at your fingertips. Get used to it so quick. And yeah, completely miss it if it's gone. Thoroughly miss it if it's gone. And I've just missed a whole row of purple. How on earth did I manage that? There's a line of 3 there that I've completely missed. So I'm going to just fill those in. And the reason I'm just going to fill those in is I do find that sometimes if I've missed just 1 or 2 or missed a little row like I've just done here, if I try and wait until I finish the colour in my tray, I actually get more annoyed with the fact that I miss them. So sometimes it's just worth pausing, doing them, and then I don't have to think about them anymore. And I don't have to keep kicking myself for missing them and not checking properly. Susan said, it's wonderful to see you back. She said she doesn't hardly ever get on Facebook, but she did guess that I may have had COVID due to the fact that I mentioned Hobby had it. She said it's hard to recover from COVID, especially when you have an underlying health condition. She says, don't worry about your channels, we aren't going anywhere. She says she was one of the people that was excited about the navy trays that we released for May. I'm forgetting my months then. Nearly got mixed up. June's are coming soon. So she was happy to be able to get it. She says she's been waiting to get one of the colours in the Zesty size until there was a colour that she really wanted. So she was waiting to get one of the basic colours until there was a limited colour that she really wanted. But she waited too long and didn't get the pink Zesty. Yeah, we are hoping to get the pink back soon. I do like having the pink. I know it's not everybody's favourite colour, but it's still been the most popular colour selling tray, even having purple available with no limit. The pink is still, between batteries and memory cards, I've got no hope today. She says she does really hope that we do get the pink back in stock at some point. And she missed me, and she's glad that I'm doing better. Oh, thank you, Susan. I've missed your long comments. Susan always puts a very detailed comment on pretty much every single video, if not every single video. And I do read every single one of them, Susan. I've been sat reading some of them this afternoon, reading through some comments, you know, especially the ones that weren't whip and waffles, so that I've got all the comments for reading out today handy. Just noticed that has a little blob on the side of the diamond where there's a bit of plastic that's got stuck, and it's not sitting nicely, so sorry diamond, bye bye. Yeah, we are looking to bring pink back. We are waiting for our supplier, / we do keep looking around other suppliers to see if we can find as good a quality printing filament that we're happy with that do the pink. And if they do, then we will bring the pink back. That's the plan. But you know, these things always seem to take longer than you want them to. I did chase our supplier again the other day, but they still can't give me a date on when they're going to sort out the shipping problems. So, yeah, without shipping from their global warehouse, which shipping is 2 to 3 times the amount it was from their European warehouse, and them getting stock in of the pink because they don't have stock either. Without those things happening, it's not happening. But yeah, we'll keep looking. Okay, 5. Let's hope I didn't miss a number 3 because I went a little bit all over the place. And we'll get to some AB in a minute. Get some AB in on that instead of that number 2, I think. I think it's number 2. Yeah, so instead of 740, I'm going to do the 741 and see how that looks. I think it'll look all right because it's not like I've got multiple different shades of orange. So I think it'll look good, but I don't think I'll necessarily need the green as yellow as well. But I'll have a look what it's like once the orange is on and see if I like it. I like paintings when you sort of work on a colour and it sort of builds it all the way into a point. You know, not straight circles or straight square lines or anything. There's bits all dotted about, but it brings it all into one point. I enjoy doing those. So this painting has been fun. Amy says she's going to be working on what she already has out and keyring things for June, as they know that she's away for a few days, and it's easier to take the key rings and the off the canvas things. I'm guessing that's why you're away, Amy. She hopes to have a map of the USA done by the time she goes away, around the 13th of June. And she has 15.5 of my size cover papers. So that is 3 inches by 4 inches. She has 15.5 of those pieces of cover paper. And she did nearly 2 today while her mum and dad took her son out. Well, you're heading in the right direction then. Right, I've got my ABs. I've not got too many of these either. These are just left over from a painting. So that's why they're not a full bag. It's just my leftovers. Using my spares. Let's put some orange in. I'm just hoping that my glue dot isn't too sticky, but it doesn't seem to be. Seems to be going in quite nicely. It's not pulling the coating off or anything, which is what I don't want it to do. I don't want it to take all the coating off the ABs, otherwise that's a little bit pointless, isn't it? Okay, that one doesn't want to go in. Let me just make sure that red one is far enough over. There we go. Get that one to sit where it's supposed to. And let's get a little bit of sparkle. So yeah, I love the fact that there are people doing lots of different things for the June Waffle as well. With doing, you know, key rings and big paintings and small paintings, and sounds like it's going to be not 15. It's not 15, is it? 30 divided by 4. Oh, maths. It'd be like 7 or 8 different paintings. Amy said she's also been ill for the last couple of weeks, and she's actually been hospitalised with it as well, with her illness. And she had a real bad infection, it turns out. She says she has been telling doctors for years that something's not quite right. But it's the doctors at the hospital that do say that she has something, and she's now on medication to hopefully help. And if not, the doctors now realise there's something wrong and they will help her. Well, hopefully that is on the up from now on, Amy, and things will get sorted. But you just sit and diamond paint while you're waiting. But yeah, hopefully they will get that sorted for you now. Lynn loves diamond painting. She says hi, and she says it's definitely been missed. She received her May order, which was 2 passport holders and a green pen, which I used the green pen in yesterday's waffle. Passport holders are the cover paper holders that we stock, about the same size as a passport cover. We've now got them in multiple colours. She says she loves them. She's going to save her pen for the June Waffle. Well, that's good. You'll be doing the same one as I used, because I used that yesterday. Looking forward to that event, and please take care of yourself, she says. Denise says she does appreciate the fact that I sold purple and navy together. I did listen to your comments, Denise. It was always there in my head. When I do navy, can it go with purple or not? She said she can't wait to get her order. It's the first time that she has got more than 2. Oh, but like a big order. I love a good big order, as well as loving a small order. They all fill me with delight depending on what the orders are. As long as it's not an order for something that involves a lot more work for me, I'm always happy to open the post. She says, now, even though she keeps saying that she doesn't want any pink, she's now waiting for pink because she wants a pink colour for her daughter. She's kicking herself for not getting the hot Zesty pink last year with the teal and the orange ones that she did get. Well, we possibly will be doing a hot pink at some point. It's not yet made it to a printer, but it is a colour that I am thinking of doing again. It's not quite the same as the pastel. Well, it's definitely not the same as the pastel pink because it's a hot pink. But it is still, you know, another version of a colour. I'd say hot pink, you know, it's completely different to pale pink, isn't it? You can own both of them and like both of them for different reasons. So we will try and get a pink one done of some sort, even if it's a brighter one, sort of as soon as we can. Okay, number 1 is next, which isn't this colour. It's actually a more of a cross between orange and yellow. So let's do this one and see. I think I'm just going to stick with the 1 AB. I think they're too close together to do 2. But we'll see once I've put this one in. Judgment is reserved until the next set of diamonds are in. And we'll see what it looks like and how many gaps are left after I've done all the number 1s. Because I am sort of filling in quite a few little gaps in places now with this colour. I could do the M in an AB instead of doing it in glow in the dark though. I think I'll definitely do that, because glow in the dark, there's no point in having 1 diamond that's glow in the dark. It's it'll be a little bit understated, won't it? Kenzik says, what wax do you use? Most of the time they've tried the pink wax, hold putty and blue tack, and none of them seem to last over an hour. Any tips? Glue dots. Glue dots, glue dots, glue dots all the way. I'm still on the same glue dot the whole way through this painting, and this lasts. It's not a matter of how many hours it will last. It's a matter of how many days or even weeks it will last. I often have glue dots that can have been in a pen for weeks. Occasionally I do need to top it up with a smaller glue dot, so I actually start off with the glue dots that we sell in our shop, the mini glue dots that we sell. I occasionally have to add in a micro glue dot, which is sold by an American company. We can't get hold of them easily for the shop, which is why we haven't got them, why we don't stock them. But yeah, I use these dots, and occasionally, especially if I've cut off the tip like I've done today, I do need to top up with a micro glue dot occasionally if it loses its stick or goes too far in the pen, and you know, it goes too far away from the diamonds because it goes all the way in the tip. But yeah, I would say glue dots all the way. And you know what, when I've looked at this, I think I am going to do ABs. I think it will give it a nice, I know it's going to be close in some places, but I think it's going to look different enough. Let me try it down here. Oh, hang on, now my glue dot's playing up. It's got too sticky. Let me just dab that on my jeans. Let's see if that helps. Let's have a look. I think that still looks different. Let's go for it. Yeah. Still a little bit half and half then, as to whether to keep going, whether it's just expanding what part looks shiny. But I kind of feel like it does need more than one colour in an AB. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. I'm still half and half. I think it would have worked either way, whether I did put the ABs in or whether I didn't. But I'm going to keep going. This glue dot is getting proper sticky on these ABs. Try dabbing it on my face, see if that's a little bit easier rather than dabbing it on my clothes. Tanil has just given her well wishes, and I hope you feel that you can get back to diamond painting. She said it because it's the best. Take care. Thank you. Shelley has missed the whip and chats. Looking forward to the June Waffle. I'm really enjoying the June Waffle. I'm loving doing diamond painting and chatting with you guys again. I do, considering I never used to do many whip and chats, it has definitely grown to be one of more of my favourite things to do, is the whip and chats. Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay, I nearly put the ABs away then in the storage container and didn't put them back in with my ABs. So let me pay a little bit of attention while I tip those back in. And put those over there. I do also need 2 yellows. And this is a very pale yellow. So we'll pop those 2 in. If I can get hold of it. And then I think because I put that other yellow AB in, I think I'm just going to put the white in. So 5200, 1 diamond of pure white. I think that stands out a little bit more than it maybe would have done. Oh, hang on, no. Oh, maybe I do want it as an AB. Let's have a look. Hang on. Close the book ring while I get to the right point and then open the book ring. Let's try an AB. Where's my tweezers? Oh, I have a pair of pink tweezers, but they're rounded tips. So they're not actually gonna get in that gap. Evermoment tweezers. Let's try, these are more likely to, though I'm still gonna have to force it. Let's try an AB in there. In fact, while the tweezers are close, let's tweezer it in. Oh, it still looks quite light. I don't think it stands out as much as a contrast as that white one did. So I think I'm going to leave that being the AB. It is giving it a different type of colour, of course, because it is coated with iridescent, but I think that one just stood out too much. Though I don't know, because it looks different in the camera than it does. It looks different in the camera to it looking when I just hold it. and I actually prefer the other one, even though it stands out more to me when I'm looking at it from here. It stands out quite a bit when I look at it from a distance, which is the way they're supposed to be viewed through the camera. It looks a little bit better. So I'll pop the AB one back in here, and I have successfully managed to work in some ABs for the first time in 2022, but I'll take it. And hopefully I've got a load of ABs scattered here now. I'm going to keep them out with these diamonds, and hopefully I will get some more into some of the next ones. We'll see what the next ones bring and what I think might work, because I think subtle is better, and I think for this space painting it's actually worked really, really well for what it is. But I don't want to do too much on too many of them and regret doing it. So I'll take it painting by painting, and add a bit in on some days and maybe not on others. And it will depend, of course, on the colours as well, whether it works. I think the purple might have been nice, but I also do like the fact that it's more in the middle than it is round the outside. So thank you for joining me for a much longer 2nd of June waffle. I've still got quite a few comments on the older, should I say, whip and chats. I don't mean older, I mean my last Sunday whip and chat that I did. I've still got a few comments to go through on there, and then I will be talking through the June waffles with you guys. And yeah, let us know what you want to discuss. Throw your comments and your questions in there, and let's see how far the waffle goes. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again tomorrow.